Hey guys, today we're going to find an inverse of a function. An inverse. All right, an inverse is when the x coordinates and the y coordinates just interchange. Okay, like I have a function right here with some points from the function, and here's what the inverse would be: 8, 7, 5, 4, 6, -3, -9, 5. Okay, so once again, an inverse, the x's and y's just interchange. They just switch. All right. Now, if we're going to find the inverse of a function, like if it looks like an equation instead of a set of ordered pairs, 2 steps and 2 steps only. We're going to take one of the weirdest steps you ever do in math. We're going to take the x's and y's and just switch them, and then we're going to solve it for y. So 2 steps. Switch the x and the y, solve for y. Here's what it looks like. Okay, now, anytime you see f of x, remember that's really y. So step 1, I'm going to switch the x and the y. Kind of strange. All right, now I got to solve for y. So the first thing I'm doing, I'm moving the 1 over, and I get 3y. Divide by the 3, and I get x plus 1 over 3. We're going to write our answer like this because we started with f of x. The symbol for inverse is like f with a little -1 right there, x plus 1 over 3. And there it is now. A couple things. If you look at it, when we started, we had the x was multiplied by 3 and subtracted 1. Okay, when we ended up, we have an added 1 and divided by 3. So it's the exact opposite. Inverse kind of means opposite. So you can't work the problem that way, but you can kind of check it that way. The horizontal line test, big deal. The vertical line test tells you if something's a function or not. Okay, now, the way you tell if a function has an inverse that's a function is you do the horizontal line test. Now, it's done right here. If you can draw a horizontal line anywhere on the graph and just hit the graph one time, that means it does have an inverse that's a function. If you graph it like this, like a parabola, and draw a horizontal line like that red line, notice that red line hits the parabola twice. That means the inverse is not a function. Okay, so if you just hit it once, the inverse is a function. If you hit it more than once, anywhere on the graph, it's not a function. The inverse is not a function. Okay, it says find the inverse of the function f of x equals x squared. Now, x squared, remember, that's a parabola. It's x squared. So what we have to do to make sure it has an inverse is we actually look at that. See that little x is greater than 0 there? It's called restricting the domain. If you look at the graph right here, that blue part of the parabola, that part does pass the horizontal line test. So it's called restricting the domain so we can find the inverse. Okay, we make it a function, not a function, but we make it have an inverse by restricting the domain. Okay, drawing half the parabola. So to find the inverse, I'm going to switch the x and the y. Remember, you got to get the y by itself, which means I'm going to take the square root. Now, when you take a square root, you're supposed to go plus or minus here. But again, if you did plus or minus square root, it would not be a function, because if you were to graph, like when you graph square root of x, you know what this looks like. It's half a parabola going that way. But if you do plus and minus, that does this, and boom, it fails the vertical line test, which means it's not a function anymore. So we're gonna restrict the domain on our inverse, just like we did on our regular function, to be just like that, not the plus or minus, just a plus. And you can see the picture there. One more thing about this picture: if two functions are inverses of each other, they always reflect. I need to erase that. It's true. They always reflect over the line y equals x. If you see that dotted line right there, that's the line y equals x. It's going through 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And if you look at the two graphs, notice that line goes right through the middle of them. That is always true with inverse graphs. That line y equals x, it's called the identity. It goes right through the middle. All right. Consider the function 2x cubed plus 1. Find the inverse. Now, I went ahead and show you a picture here of what the graph of 2x cubed plus 1 looks like. It passes the horizontal line test. So I don't have to worry about restricting a domain or anything like that. We're just going to find the inverse. So I'm going to switch the x's and the y's. Just like that. Move the 1 over. I'm trying to solve for y. Move the 1 over. Divide by 2. And then take the cube root. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the y. Take the cube root of all that. That's what I have. And if I were to graph it, it would, if you drew the line y equals x, which I'm having a hard time doing right here, do something like that, the graph would reflect over it, just like you think it would. All right, so if it's an odd exponent, usually the graph's going to look like that, which means we can usually find the inverse without having to worry about the domain. Okay, here we go, last slide. Consider this function. Determine whether inverse is a function. Now, I graphed it. It's right here. So, like, there's the graph. It does pass the horizontal line test. So, determine whether the inverse of f is a function. It is. Yep. So, find the inverse. So, to find the inverse, we're going to switch the x and the y's. All right, and then I got to get the y by itself. So, I'm going to move the 2 first, make that x over 2. Still have the square root over here. So, I'm going to square both sides. Remember, over here, the square root goes away. Over here, you square the top and the bottom. Okay, now to get the y by itself, I'm just going to move that 3, and we're done. So I got x squared over 4 plus 3. And guys, that's it. All right. Probably need to restrict that domain, though, because it's an x squared. That'd be a parabola. So I'm going to go ahead and say that x has to be greater than 0 right there. Only half of it. That parabola would look like this. It'd be up 3 right there, and then it'll probably be going up, so it look like that. And watch this, the line I was telling you about a minute ago, that y equals x line, we go from 0, 0, 2, 2. Look what it does, splits it right in half. Always will. Pretty cool. You can kind of check it that way in your calculator if you want to. All right, so that's really it. Not hard work, but you gotta keep in mind the horizontal line test and when functions have inverses and when they don't. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. We'll work on it. Bye.